11 minutes past 10. Now, if you were pressed on top holiday destinations, even those of you heading to Japan, which is exquisite and beautiful and a very, very interesting place to visit, would not necessarily put Fukushima on your list. The nuclear disaster prompted by the 2011 tsunami is the largest in recent modern history. There's been dire consequences for a whole big slice, a whole big regional area of Japan. My next guest, probably quite familiar to some of you, Richard Snashall, loves poking around in odd corners. He's spent 20 years travelling all over the world, often to Japan. And we're fortunate that quite a bit of that work does end up here on the ABC. Hello, Richard.
Good morning, Genevieve.
Thanks for having me. You rang in the other week when we were in the middle of the bushfire, which was very useful. Thanks for that.
And I wanted to say thank you for the coverage for everyone. Kawula out to Captain's Flat. It was just fantastic. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, look, that's nice to hear. Now, Japan, familiar territory to you, but tell me where this latest material comes from and what you were looking at.
Well, there's this northern part of Honshu, the main island, and it's called Tohoku, which literally means northeast. And there are 6 prefectures there, and one of which, of course, is Fukushima. Now, that's a pretty hard place to promote. And Fukushima next week is actually the 6th anniversary of the earthquake and the tsunami. And Fukushima, I was blown away to find is beautiful, as are other parts of Tohoku, those 6 prefectures in the northeast.
Now, you didn't go to the hot zone, but the surrounding area has been very profoundly affected, hasn't it?
It has, but perhaps not as profoundly affected as you'd think. And as I thought before going there. The hot zone, of course, is out of bounds. The government patrol it. You can't go within, I think, 25 kilometres of the power plant on that eastern coastline. But inland Fukushima, absolutely beautiful. Abundant wildlife, incredible ski resorts. It's just beautiful. It's incredible.
And so what has the impact on those communities been of having this terrible international reputation for something which hasn't affected them as directly as the hot zone?
Well, it's devastating. It's devastating. And the thing about the Japanese is they're they're such beautiful people. They take it very, very personally. And to see the international media and the concentration of Fukushima has become part of the language. It's synonymous with disaster. And that's why I was blown away with actually what Fukushima really is. It's a beautiful prefecture, lovely people, all of that Tohoku area, and they really they need people to come back. And look, you can look on the internet. There's a million things you can read about radioactivity and all that sort of thing, and there's conspiracy theories galore. But if you look at some of the reputable sites, National Geographic, and read some of those articles, you'll find that radioactivity levels are lower than most world cities.
So you've got a little series, which we'll play here on ABC Mornings. Where are you going to take us?
Well, I'm going to take you to the Tohoku region to look at 2 prefectures, Fukushima and to Akita, which is further north. And these prefectures are kind of a bit out there. They're sort of, a lot of Japanese think it's sort of out in the sticks, to use sort of Australian lingo, and they're steeped in tradition and myths, as well as having incredibly beautiful natural environments.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people actually don't know that about or understand that about Japan, that while there are certainly areas of incredibly dense population in places like Tokyo, because of the nature of Japan, it's very steep country. We know that it's very volcanically active, but that means a lot of big steep mountains and huge tracts of rich, enormous forest, places where the snow is really deep, quite accessible, wild, remote country, surprisingly a large amount of it in such a densely populated island.
68% of Japan is yama, which is the Japanese word for mountain and forest.
Yeah.
So of the terrain. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with beautiful Fukushima. Just open this for us, Richard, before we play the first bit.
Yeah. So in this package, I have a bit of a chat to one of the local people, Naoko Moteki, who's involved in promotion, trying to promote Fukushima and Tohoku. And also, Genevieve, dare I say it, I have a crack at the tea ceremony. And really, I am not, as you know, I'm not the most coordinated person in the world.
I think you're about 1.5 feet taller than most Japanese people, Richard, apart from anything else. For those who don't know, Richard is the gangling type. Right. Let's think, Richard, let's hear it. Here we go. Beautiful Fukushima.
I'm Naoko Moteki, and I belong to Tohoku Tourism promotion organization.
Oh,
Is that right?
that is right.
Yeah.
Naoko-san, fantastic English.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's an absolutely beautiful, fine day here in Fukushima Prefecture. I'm at Tsurugoja Castle, which is just there's snow everywhere on the ground, but the sun is out, so it's really beautiful. And I'm going to have a chat to Naoko-san, and she works for the local government, particularly in tourism.
Many foreign people come to Japan, but Tohoku is not so famous, and not so many people come to Tohoku. So we need to promote Tohoku all over the world. Yeah.
What do you like? What do you think? Tohoku is really good because
People. Yeah. I think in Tohoku, time is very slow. Slow? Time is very slow?
Yes, yeah, that's good.
You understand?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Not so busy.
Naoko-san is going to give me a little bit of a lesson in tea ceremony, the art of drinking fine green matcha, the fine green powdered Japanese tea, and eating a sweet. I just hope I don't mess it up.
はい、でお茶碗を取りまして、はい、そうしましたら完成いたします。
It's good, sweet.
Oh, it's delicious.
It's sweet beans.
So I eat the whole sweet?
Well, if you like,
Or
if
maybe
you don't like so much sweet, so you just eat half.
I pick up my matcha tea.
Mm-hmm.
I turn this way. One, two,
and
I drink.
drink.
You can only do this in Japan. You really can. Everything, I think, the flavour of the matcha, the water, everything is just so uniquely Japanese. Oh, it's beautiful. If I say to friends in Australia, I'm going to Tohoku, I'm going to Fukushima Prefecture, they say, oh, you must be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then I come here and I see that Fukushima Prefecture is very beautiful. It is very safe, and people are living their lives.
Yeah. We are very worried about that. Maybe many foreign country people worry about tsunami. Is that okay, Tohoku? But Tohoku is already okay. Yeah, very safety. It's very important. You feel that, and please spread experience in Fukushima to Australian people.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Please.
And so to finish my tea ceremony. Okay, I finished.
And
Turn this way.
another way.
Other way.
Yeah.
Other side.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
1,
Two.
2,
Okay.
and finish. I think I need to go home and practice.
Well, we've been practicing a bit here in the studio. Richard and I have been sipping Japanese tea, green tea with that lovely roasted barley.
Rice.
Roasted rice, which is a beautiful nutty taste. But Richard, I'm a little bit anxious about what you've brought me in to taste. What have we got
Genevieve,
here?
I've just got into this after this trip to Japan. It's natto. And it's a classic Japanese breakfast food, fermented soybeans, a special little mustard, little soy sauce, and you mix it in yourself.
Quite sticky. I've
Quite
got the
sticky,
chopsticks.
yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Give it a go. Genevieve's trying it. I gave Genevieve paper towels, so
Because it's sticky and drippy. Actually, it's very nice, Richard.
Do you like that? Do you
yes,
like
I
that
do.
flavour?
I'm very wary of the long strings of goop that are coming from the beans, but it's a lovely sort of fermented soy taste. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's a really healthy, food. I think you always feel really good after it.
I think that's so characteristic of Japan. That sort of lovely, clear, sharp cleanness of many of the tastes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, Richard, just quickly, we've got a couple more of these Fukushima stories from you.
Yeah,
So
a couple more stories from Fukushima and from Akita, which is another part of Tohoku.
Beautiful.
Coming up in the next few weeks.
Well, thank you for bringing those to us, and thank you for bringing in the Natto. Natto. Okay, Natto.
You need to practice your Japanese,
I
Genevieve.
do.
I do too, I promise.
Always lovely to have you here, Richard. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks, Genevieve.
And you're on ABC Radio Canberra.
ABC Grandstand.